Arebuckle, you lethargic lummox. It's present year. Why in the hell are you talking about Rise of the Tomb Raider? Well, it's because I just got it. And as you can probably guess, this isn't a video singing its praises. This is a video talking about how off-putting the opening hours of this game was. Well, to me, obviously. To fill you in on the events that irritated me to the extent that I decided to make a fully edited and scripted video, let's just run through that first hour. We'll start from the opening cutscene and end at the first fire pit, aka Camp to Camp. It's a little catchier. We open with a brief monologue from Lara's father on curiosity and explorers exploring, during which we transition to Siberia, with Lara staring intently at the skybox. Jonah, practically unrecognisable from the last game, joins her and relays that the hired help no longer wishes to help. Lara confidently sidesteps this and reassures Jonah.
The lost city's up there, somewhere.
Sure, let's just aimlessly wander a treacherous mountain range in search of a lost city. That's smart. Jonah, being a complete numpty, joins Lara on this moronic escapade and they proceed to bumble their way around a mountaintop, where seemingly Lara can't take two steps without creating drama. And as if sliding down slightly surfaces and parts of the mountain telling her the bugger off wasn't enough, the weather itself flips her off and proceeds to wheel saucepans together. She falls, slams into the mountain, and now we must swing to safety with the aid of Jonah. Now I know what you're thinking. This is all well and good, but I'm just not feeling it. It's just not tense enough.
Lara! I can't hold you! The rope is slipping!
Oh no, Lara! Swing! Swing! Zifty has been reached down. Oh no! An avalanche! Oh, the escalation! I can't handle it! We run from the avalanche. Jump from one precarious platform to another. Oh, the platforms were destroyed. Oh, that was close. Oh no! Now the snow is slowing Lara down. Faster, Lara! Faster! Jump to that convenient metal pipe and swing to the convenient rope. Oh no! The convenient rope snapped! How inconvenient! Oh no! Now wall of face! Watch it pass through it! Oh no! Never to the downside side! Towards the edge again! Stop! Oh, she just managed to catch the edge. Oh, that was close, man. I got him in. Oh no! The avalanche is back! Quick, Lara! Quick! Climb! Climb! Oh no! Now the ground's giving away too! Jump, Lara! Jump! Oh, it's a slow-mo jump for dramatic effect. Oh, we made it. Oh, yeah, Can you guess what one of my problems may be? Unconscious under the collapse of my interest, we get a flashback to 2 weeks prior. Lara walks the streets of London at night and gazes up towards what we assume to be her destination. She catches sight of an unknown light source waving about inside. Cut to the source of the waving as a skulking scallywag peruses Lara's research to the sounds of a plot being set up. A dictaphone is playing a recording of Lara's father. He was researching a man known only as the Prophet and also believes that he was close to discovering hard evidence of the human soul. He also feels that he's being hunted by the not Illuminati/Templar group Trinity. He ends this plot groundwork by saying that he doesn't want any harm to come to Anna nor Lara. Anna? Who the hell is Anna? A character that was, apparently, of some importance to the Crofts. Well, Papa Croft anyway. Yet never came up in the first game of this trilogy. Yep, she's working for Trinity. Calling it now. Lara arrives to find nothing. But lo, a knock on the door. Who might it be? Oh, it's Anna, who is totally not the one that broke into Lara's home hideout thing. And so we set up a different expedition entirely from Siberia, one that Anna doesn't think so highly of. And it's totally not because she works with Trinity, as now maybe forms some kind of emotional connection to Lara and doesn't want her to get involved and or killed. A summation of the exchange goes as follows. I want to find the thing my dad didn't find. Don't be mad, it's bollocks. But he believed it though. He was mad. It's bollocks. I want to find it too. Don't go. You're mad. It's bollocks. I'm going now. She went. In Syria, on a road in a jeep, Lara makes her way towards the tomb along with a hired driver. I don't see how anything bad could... What's that? A helicopter? Odd and slightly disconcerting.
You told someone, didn't you?
They paid better than you.
Oh no, the driver that we've known for approximately 37 seconds, yes I counted, has betrayed Lara by telling another party about the tomb no less. Oh, it's the betrayals from the freshest of acquaintances that stings hardest. Oh no, the helicopter has opened fire, the driver's been shot, he's crashed and explodes. Another slidey slide with a catch at the end. We then stumble into a tomb and not much happens, actually. It's nice. We walk around, look at some pictures, get a little information on the Prophet. It's nice. With destruction comes a clear view of our destination. We head towards objective beacons. Objectives are highlighted and survival instincts. Thanks for that. Things that are totally exciting occur. We floatily jump towards our destination and make our way inside as the pace slows down once again.
Damn it. Come on.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to my nook. Hey there! Hello! Hello! How you doing? You alright? Hey, could you give me a hand here? Exploration. Traps! It would appear that our attackers are making their way through the tomb, but via explosives. We return to exploring it. Oh no! A trap, whatever will we? Oh no! Some pointy sticks attached to a block are hurtling towards Lara, but it's okay. She has a gun. Oh, that was. Oh no! Now the hallway's being flooded at a rapid pace. Quick, break free and swim for safety. For fuck's sake, game! You don't need 3. Time and place. Time and place. Time and place. Time and place. We then breach a fog gate. Seriously, there's no source for it, and I looked, it doesn't come back. It's here where we explore, we jump, we solve light puzzles. It's lovely, it's Tomb Raider, isn't that nice? And so, after nearly dying from solving a small puzzle, which just seems to be this reboot's raison d'etre, I don't get it. We make it to the assumed tomb of the Prophet, in which we find nothing. As expected really, it's just started the game. Generic mercenary looking Aegis turn up, plant explosives, find Lara.
I'm a ghost. Who?
I am evil, ha ha ha. They want the artifact. There is no artifact. Explosions happen. And we run away from the flooding / collapsing tomb in another big intense. Another big intense. After a successful escape to the temple's ledge, Lara notices a conveniently placed and strangely familiar symbol. We're back at Croft Manor. Lara's researching on the floor in the dark. She's obsessed, you see. Jonah turns up. Lara informs Jonah about Syria. He doesn't take it well. I want to find the thing my dad didn't find. Don't be mad. It's dangerous. But he believed it too. He was mad. It's dangerous. I want to find it too. Where is it? Siberia. Don't go. You're mad. It's dangerous. I'm going no. Jonah goes on his merry way. But then a battle of incompetence ensues, only to be interrupted by a returning Jonah. From which the attacker grabs Lara's research. It's 2-on-1 and with gun in hand, Lara threatens the attacker to drop the book. The attacker slowly gets away. Lara responds to this by firing 2 shots at the window, after he has already jumped out. Good job, Lara. I'm sure when he sees that trained child, he'll think twice about messing with you again. With Jonah's point proved, he changes his mind and has decided to join Lara. What? And with that, we're back to Siberia, where Lara wakes up, gathers some bits and bobs, and makes a camp. Right! Where the fucking start? In order to stop this from turning into a nigh incoherent rambling mess, or at the very least more so, where points are raised, forgotten, and unknowingly reiterated time upon time, I'm going to break this down into clear segments. Generally, as to try and keep these things, kind of succinct. I may have failed. Now some context, because it will be needed to understand why most of my grievances form. I'm a fan of old Tomb Raider. New Tomb Raider ain't old Tomb Raider. New Tomb Raider's design is closer to Uncharted. Now, some of you may be saying, it's the same thing. And to that I ask, have you ever seen or played old Tomb Raider? I don't mean that in a condescending manner, they just are very different games. Old Tomb Raider is slowly paced with a focus on exploration through platforming and puzzle solving. that's punctuated with very rare moments of combat, typically against hostile wildlife. Uncharted is a cover shooter broken up with some exploration like platforming and puzzle solving. Now don't get me wrong, I am a fan of Uncharted. I played through those games multiple times, but I'm also a fan of Tomb Raider, and I don't want Tomb Raider to be Uncharted but multi-platform. Let's start with really my main problem, the problem that you, if you were paying attention, may have picked up on some subtle hints. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! AKA the ADD alarm, AKA set pieces, overuse, reuse, recycle, AKA what's pacing, AKA why use one set piece when you can use all of them, AKA bring your child to work day, AKA game calm your feckin' tits, AKA oh no! One of the things that I hate is poor set piece use. This can come in multiple forms: the time of use, originality, repetition, frequency, structure / pacing. There may be more ways to describe poor set pieces, but these are the ones that immediately come to mind, and, coincidentally, they all apply to Rise of the Tomb Raider. Let's go back to the opening in Siberia, and I'll show you the moment that I said, oh dear. Now we'll be retreading the recap a little here, but it's important to get the whole scene. This is the first time you're given control. We start off on a narrow ridge. Perilous. Along the way, we get hit and slowed down by a strong wind. 35 seconds later, a section of the ground gives way. Good. Danger established. 12 seconds later, the ground gives way, Lara falls, she slides towards her death and manages to catch herself at the last possible moment. Oh dear. Now why is this the oh dear? Because this right here encapsulates the first hour of Rise of the Tomb Raider. The inability to let anything breathe. They perfectly established the dangers of this mountain 35 seconds in. Instead of building on this over time, creating, maintaining and increasing the source of tension, they can't even make it to 20 seconds before cashing it in. The other contributing factor to the oh dear is the result of the fall. Instead of Lara simply falling and a oh got lucky this time sort of way, they go full out into a slide and barely catching at the end. These two things together create an oh dear, because to me it says that I am in for a barrage of empty, poorly paced bollocks with no self-control, and with this moment being capped off with a needless slow-mo jump that barely has time to slow-mo because the gap is so small that I can't help but feel that it'll be used with reckless abandon as well. Wait, is that a slow-mo jump or did this gravity break? No, I think that's slow-mo. Just over 1 minute later, Lara and Jonah climb an ice wall and it starts to give way for some reason. A giant piece dislodges, comes hurtling down, but it avoids them. This would have functioned as a good tension escalator with the environment crumbling around them, but they remain unscathed. You'll be building anticipation for the moment where they're physically impacted. But that has already happened after the game started to establish the environmental threat, so in a way we're starting to build this tension over again. Then with this, there wasn't enough build, and it's also where I started to veer into the oh god now this is just stupid territory, where things just keep happening and I can't muster a single damn about it. This leads into what should be a tense climbing section that ends with a dramatic jump. Instead, it's just more things happening. Lara continues to climb, a particularly dodgy jump, but stops when she notices an encroaching storm. Which may add something if it wasn't for the fact that we keep throwing out scene punctuations every 5 bloody seconds. But you know, maybe this is our new starting point, so yeah. Okay, there's a nasty storm coming in. Lara gets back to the task at hand, makes the tricky jump, continues climbing, spots the city that she and Jonah have been looking for, and then the feckin' storm comes in, feckin' lightning everywhere, thunder and all that jazz. Lara falls. We couldn't even make 20 seconds again! They managed about 19, so you know, it's close, so good for them. I guess. Got an extra 7 seconds, feckin' commendable. Now Lara falls, slams incredibly hard against the mountainside. Jonah calls out and tries to aid her by pulling her up. Things aren't looking so good as the ice cracks, so Lara decides to swing towards a nearby ice wall instead. This is a tense situation, well, it should be. But we're ignoring the dulling effects of everything prior, but this is also where another problem I have arises. Desperation, or perhaps it's a lack of faith, where we're presented with a tense situation, but that's just not enough. We need to be told that it's a tense situation, slightly literally in this instance, as this is what Jonah has to say.
Lara, I can't hold you! The rope is slipping!
Why is this needed? Lara fell, got banged up pretty bad. We well know that the mountain structure integrity is dubious at best, so we're probably working under a strict time limit, and the wall we're aiming at just crumbled to the ice pick's touch. What did that line add? Lara makes it to the wall, starts climbing to the sound of a panicked, worried Jonah and the storm raging overhead. When she makes it to the top, she's greeted by an oncoming avalanche. So we run to the edge and jump on some dodgy platforms. With the final jump, we see the avalanche take out said platforms. Because why keep the scene moving when we could just stop and say, ah jeez, that was a close one, wasn't it? We then return to more important matters and make our way across a movement inhibiting snow stream. Sure. At the end of that, we find a pole sticking in a crashed plane, swing on it, and make our escape on half a rope, as if we don't, because why would we when we could just throw more things at the scene? The rope breaks and Lara crashes through the ice ball where she lands on the ground, then in the sea. Oh no, she lands on a slippery slope and barely manages to save herself at the end. Sound familiar? No time to rest forever, as the avalanche has found her. So she jumps to a nearby wall, climbs, and must run and jump across the crumbling path. At the end, she makes a slow-mo jump, makes it, but gets swept up by the avalanche in spite of her efforts. Gets sent tumbling downhill and is unconscious. That was a lot, wasn't it? Now let's see that in list form. Oh, lovely list. Now the question is, over how long of a period were all these exciting events taking place? Let's see, 8 minutes and 6 seconds. Are you familiar with the term diminishing returns? This opening is structured as if it were directed by a child. Senses escalation upon escalation upon escalation until your brain goes numb. As I said, I checked out here. Look at what's left! Then after all this, we get a cutscene with plot and Anna, which takes roughly just over 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So it's time for Syria. Don't worry, I'm not going to go through that as well. Just the list. Now, the more keen-eyed among you may note that this number be bigger than this number, and that's correct. However, a very important fact, I hate all of you. Also, this takes place on a much wider time frame. Seeing as this is a more open section of the game, this can all be spread out over the course of half an hour or so. It depends on how you go. So it's generally better paced than Siberia, but it still has similar problems, namely, why do one thing when you can do many things? The opening scene is a bit too busy. Why is this needed? The only important part is that it establishes a threat. Do you know what else establishes a threat? The overheard conversation.
Alright, let's go. Constantine wants to breach the tomb before sundown.
And the explosive entry. There was zero need for that opening. It was spectacle for the sake of spectacle. Then there's the wall. You scurry around it and the wall cries out with every touch, but never mind that. There's a helicopter, but never mind that. The wall's falling apart. Then the wall breaks, then the beam breaks, then the wall falls apart, and the wall tips over when you jump on it. Then there's the trap inside. Oh no, my foot. Oh no, sticks. Oh no, drowning. Why was the drowning needed here? Why is this even a part of the trap? You get the point. I've been over it enough. It's just constant things happen. It makes no sense. This is not happenstance. This is God peering through the veil with dual middle fingers. Anyway, that's my main problem. So now, the rest. This will be nowhere near as long. This is primarily some quibbles and such. So nice. We started it twice. What does Siberia do? It's a bombastic opening. And what does Syria do? It's a bombastic opening with plot instigation. So why the hell do we need Siberia? If you remove Siberia, you'd have a far better paced opening that hadn't been dulled by the abundance of overproduced set pieces from before. As soon as the helicopter turned up, I rolled my eyes and mentally checked out, because it seemed like it was just going to be more haphazard set pieces in lieu of anything of substance. When the pace slowed down, I was actually starting to come around, but then the wall happened and I started to get irritable. Post Syria, you get the conversation/argument with Jonah, which just feels like a retread of the Anna conversation/argument. I feel like I've played through 2 different drafts of the script. Now I'm just some jackass with more opinions than Murph. I know this. So how I feel someone should be structured should probably be listened to solely so that I may shut up. So here's how I think this should be structured. Now, if Siberia was removed, you would still need to find some way to work Anna into the story and a reason for Lara to be in Syria. Alright, why is Lara in Syria? Who cares? Alternatively, she heard about this tomb in Syria and wanted to check it out. She is supposedly a Tomb Raider after all. Screw what the marketing says for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, she's a fucking Tomb Raider now. It doesn't need to be anything more. Along the way we see helicopters in the distance, nothing more. It establishes mystery, you see. We overhear the conversation which introduces us to antagonistic force. Intrigue ensues, and the rest of the level carries on as normal and ends with Lara finding the symbol. Back to Croft Manor, we get pretty much the same scene from London. Camera pans of research to the sound of Lara's father. But with Lara sitting on the floor trying to listen to her father whilst poring over the book. This is where you bring in both Anna and Jonah. Both are on the same page and wanting Lara to stop. Anna leaves, we get a little moment with just Lara and Jonah. He reluctantly gives up and leaves. The attack happens, both Anna and Jonah come back. A shorter, slightly more emotional argument ensues. Jonah concedes to Anna's bewilderment and we move on to Siberia. Okay, no, I'll admit I haven't quite worked in Jonah's 180, but you could see that with the dialogue in Anna/Jonah's portion. Maybe some hints that he's kinda curious but knows that he should stop this. You know, something like that. Written in the foundation. I hate the tone. I hate the self-seriousness. I don't like Lara. They are trying oh so hard to be dark, gritty and serious, and they do it in the most basic, boring ways. In short, it's DC's Uncharted. A reminder of where the series started. Is it daft? Oh yeah. Does it make much sense? Not really. Is it kinda cool though? Yeah, kinda. Now I'm not saying that a new Tomb Raider has to match the pure nonsense of a sudden T-Rex encounter. It's just, you know, have a little fun with it. As for Lara herself, you may say that the old Lara has the character depth of a partially dried puddle, and I would actually agree with you, but I think you should use her as a base, and then give her depth. Old Lara was confident, capable, no nonsense, and at times sassy and had sniffs of humour.
You'll have to ask Miss Natlet.
Thank you. I will.
And one of her character foundations wasn't, "Wah, my daddy, my daddy." No one saying that Tomb Raider Legend and Underworld were kinda, "Wah, my mummy, my mummy." Though in those games, Lara was trying to save her and wasn't needlessly brooding all the time. Now, I fully understand the fact that they weren't going for that and wanted a darker, more grounded story. But I just don't think that it works for Tomb Raider, or at the very least what they want it to be. Now of course, if you take that older style, you may have the whole thing of, oh look, here comes this feckin' white English woman coming to a foreign land, nicking all their stuff, but yeah, there's no getting over that, I know. But you can actually rework that. Just have it so she's working on behalf of actually a local government or something like that. And anything she finds/discovers, she turns in, because really, this is all about the thrill of discovery to her, not about the artifacts themselves. You know, you can make it work. Since starting this, I've actually tried to go back to Rise, but I just can't. And from what I hear about Shadow of the Tomb Raider and its story and writing, I would be feckin' miserable. Well, I finally got all that off my chest. Oh god, this is long.
All teams report in. What's the situation? Over.
We found another camp up here. Fire was still warm.
Well, he wasn't wrong.